Well, good morning, folks. Ron Ray here. This is the To Your Health and Wealth radio program here on KGNB. This is a show where we talk about everything health and wealth related in retirement, just so that you can get some good ideas about how to live your best years in retirement. I am the host, and I am the owner of Turning 65 Solutions, Tax and Insurance here in New Braunfels. And we specialize in guiding you through the complexities of Medicare, ensuring that you get the coverage that you deserve at a price you can afford. And our local experts here in the office will sit down with you and answer all your questions and help you find that perfect Medicare plan tailored to your specific needs. So on the show, we talk to many local experts in different areas: healthcare providers, insurance agents, financial advisors, home care companies, hospice companies, skilled nursing facilities, anybody that deals with or has a main primary focus on serving seniors in our community, because that's who our passion is for, and that's who we just want to give back to. And sometimes it's hard to find good answers, and there's a lot of problems and questions surrounding senior topics, retirement topics. And there's a lot of information out there, but you never really know when you search the internet whether it's the right answer or not. If you just type in a question into Google, you never really quite know. So what I like to do is bring on some of my friends from different areas of retirement and just talk to them. We just have conversations about retirement and seniors and healthcare and money and taxes and estate planning, and that's what we're doing today. My guest today is Mark Lyne. He is the owner of Simple Retirement Solutions in Austin. I guess Austin is local enough, Mark. We're in New Braunfels, a little bit of a drive up the road. I don't know if we really claim Austin, but you know how that goes. We're local enough, and you're a good friend of mine, and we're in similar business. You take a little bit of a approach to dealing with your clients that's a little bit unique to the way that I do it. I don't know if I'd say different, but you've got a perspective that I've always appreciated, and the way you talk to people, and your true passion for helping people. And so I just want to welcome you to the show. Thanks for being here. Tell our listeners kind of a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ron, for having me on. I really, you're making me blush with all those nice things you're saying about me. I might need to record this and send it to my wife, just, to prove that there are people that think highly of me. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so I don't charge my guests for being on the show, but, we're going to do something like that. That might cost you.
Fair enough. So I'm one of the founding partners of Simple Retirement Benefits in Austin, Texas. And we take the approach of being a consultative firm, right? We like to listen to the people that come to us, figure out the best solutions for them that fit, in their budget, and are going to give them the best coverage. We really just kind of advise them, and then they make the final decision. Simple Retirement Benefits, we just feel like there's a lot of confusion surrounding not just Medicare, but all the ancillary products, or I guess that's a technical term, right? All the products that surround Medicare, like, dental and final expense, and critical illness for cancer, heart attack, stroke, all those different products. And we really specialize in a lot of people come to us for advice on dental insurance, actually, and that's kind of how we get the conversation started a lot of the time, because there's just really a lot of bad information out there about dental insurance, and there are these things out there called discount plans, and there's all kinds of stuff out there, and so I kind of specialize in helping people with some more advanced strategies when it comes to dental coverage. And then, of course, we also will help people of any age. We help people if they're under 65 and they need to get like a short-term health plan, or they need to get on the Affordable Care Act marketplace. We do that as well. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for there. Or
that's perfect. Okay. Those are the two areas I lean on you for advice, especially the Affordable Care Act under 65 health insurance. I know I'm constantly bugging you with questions about that because most of our clients are, as the name suggests, over 65. And so
Right.
we don't do
Yeah.
a whole lot with the under 65 health insurance, but that market space has been in a bit of a flux for about the last 12 years or so, whatever that
Yeah.
14 years now, I guess. And a lot of agents got out of individual health insurance, and the ones that are left are the ones that kind of stuck it out and learned how that system worked, and learned how to help people with it. And a lot of times it is kind of bringing multiple pieces of a puzzle together to kind of fill those gaps. And so when you say ancillary products, for our listeners that don't know, that's, you may have your health insurance, but it's got gaps. It's got cost sharing on certain things, and certain things it doesn't cover at all. But there may be this other little product over here, like dental insurance, is a perfect example. We always said Medicare doesn't really cover anything for dental. Original Medicare doesn't. And so if you're on original Medicare and a supplement, you're probably going to want to add a ancillary product in the form of a dental plan. Or if you're on Medicare Advantage, it might may or may not have dental coverage. And if they don't, well, you may want to fill that gap. And that's you've really gotten good at bringing those pieces together, but you've got to be careful with it because you start running that monthly premium bill up pretty quick, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there are things that you can do, like even if you've got a Medicare Advantage plan, most of the dental coverage on Medicare Advantage plans, of course, I'm not speaking about a specific carrier or specific coverages because we can't do that, but most of the dental coverage that comes with Advantage plans is not full-bodied, let's say. It's a lot of it is, for cleanings or exams or x-rays. But, if you need to get in there and get some major work done, boy, you better hope that you got put in the correct Advantage plan, because most of them come with, if they do come with dental, it's very basic coverage, right? So we work with a ton of different dental insurance carriers out there. And some even provide coverage for major work right from day one, including implants. And we get a lot of calls for people looking for help with implants and that kind of thing. I love what you say about dental insurance, Ron, which is, it doesn't matter what carrier you go with or what plan you get. Dental insurance, like Medicare, is always going to disappoint, at some level, right? So you've got to find those plans and talk with somebody that understands kind of the how those plans work and whether or not they'll work together, whether or not they coordinate benefits. I'm putting a lot of technical stuff out there, but this is all stuff that I'm an expert on, and that I do every day and help people out and structure plans. Sometimes we'll write more than one dental plan on a family or a person because that's the best way to maximize their benefit, And then we talk to them about whether or not that's a good thing to do. It's, but yeah, there's a lot of holes in a lot of different coverages surrounding Medicare and even the Affordable Care Act, right? There are some carriers that will allow you to bundle dental on the marketplace with them. But again, you're not talking about like fully realized, fully functional dental insurance, like some of the individual carriers that we work with, right? That can provide better coverage like that. And again, I don't want to harp on the dental stuff too much, but that's definitely a place where we specialize and we help people get that squared away for themselves. So yeah.
Well, I'm going to harp on it for just another moment because I think you mentioned something, and I already know this about you, but you're a planner, and so you can take somebody, like, I hate to admit it, but when somebody calls us and say I need a root canal next week, our response a lot of times is, I'm sorry, I can't help you. It's just it's hard to do. But what you are good at, and you have taught me over the time that I've been getting to know you, is that we're able to plan for major dental work to be covered or mostly covered by insurance, but it may involve multiple policies kind of kicking in over a period of time, because some policies, like you said, do cover major dental work day one, but it's limited. But most are going to not cover any major dental work for 6 or 12 or 18 months. And so we kind of have to maybe ladder is a good way to say it. We ladder those policies to get you the best coverage. We still might not be able to help you with that root canal next week, but at least we could have a plan going forward to get you more coverage and care over a period of time.
Yeah. I mean, you bring up a good point, right? Now there are carriers that would be able to help that person that needed that root canal next week. But I don't know if I want to admit this live on the radio, but I am a little bit of an insurance nerd, right? I actually read the policies, which puts me at, not for nothing, but that sometimes puts me ahead of the competition, right? Because I understand how those policies work and how to structure those scenarios and get them, put somebody in a plan that's going to actually help them. For example, my wife and I, we carry 3 dental plans on ourselves, not because we're rich, because we're not. We do that because those policies don't work together. Okay, which is really important, right? There's a thing in insurance called coordination of benefits, and you need to make sure that if you're going to get multiple policies, that they do not coordinate benefits with each other. And if you do that and you work it out right, you can have those insurance policies pay as if they're the only policy. And then you can take some of that overage that the second or the third policy would pay. And when you get that refunded to you from the dentist, you can use that to help pay down your premium. It's sort of, again, this is sort of an advanced strategy, but it's one that works really well.
I think it is important, though, to say that strategy is not for everybody.
It is absolutely not for everybody. That's right.
If you have good teeth and you just go and get your cleanings twice a year, well, you definitely don't want to be doing that. That's it. That's all the time that we have for this segment. We will be back, and we're going to talk to Mark about something else that he does that's a little unique, something else he teaches seniors when we come back after this break. Well, folks, we're back with To Your Health and Wealth for this Saturday morning here on KGNB. I'm Ron Ray, your host. I'm the owner of Turning 65 Solutions, where we specialize in guiding you through that Medicare maze, learning all the alphabet soup, A, B, C, D of Medicare, and getting you set up and ready to go without any hassles or landmines. So that's me, and I like to bring on my friends in the area, local experts in different retirement and senior-related fields. And today we've been having a conversation with Mark Lyne. Mark is the co-founder and co-owner of Simple Retirement Benefits in Austin, so right up the road. And Mark was telling us about, what he does with some advanced dental insurance planning to help folks that have some complex dental issues coming up and need some good coverage. And Mark's a great resource on that. So give him a call if you have any questions about that. We'll get his contact information here in just a minute. But Mark does something else pretty cool that I know everybody listening today, whether you're a senior or not, or you just got your first cell phone, I know that you can appreciate this. And he does a class, just a local public service class that he teaches called Stop the Calls. Mark, tell us what that is about.
Stop the Calls is a class that my friend Amanda Bruton up out of Ohio came up with. She and I are good friends, just like you and I are, Ron. And she shared this idea with me about a year and a half ago or so. And so we started teaching this class to teach people what they can do to make all these crazy marketing calls stop. Now, I believe that the population that's most affected by this are the people who are turning 65, right? People that are getting ready to turn 65 start to, like, if you haven't turned 65 yet, buckle up, because when you get within 6 months of turning 65, you are going to start getting some very serious volume in marketing calls hitting your phone constantly. Pretty much everybody wants to know how to make that stop, even if you're not turning 65 and I was just talking to somebody earlier today that signed up for one of my classes, and he said that he's getting about 60 calls per day.
That's unbelievable.
That's not a week. That's per day. Can you imagine how disruptive that is? It's insane. And then as a business owner, Ron, I don't know what your experience is with this, but for me as a business owner, I was probably getting about 30 calls a day to my business line that were just spam marketing calls. And it got to be so bad before I knew about these strategies that I actually had to tell my clients, we've stopped answering our business line. If you call, be sure you leave a message. Otherwise, we won't know that you called, because if we took every inbound call that was coming into our brokerage, we'd never have time to speak with our clients. When Amanda shared these strategies with me, I started implementing them immediately, not just with my business line, but with my personal line. And now I might only get one call a day, and so it's incredibly effective, right? And it takes advantage of a lot of different strategies. In fact, we've got this brochure that we hand out at the class, and look at that sharp looking guy right there.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
So anyway, for those of you on the radio, you can see my great looking picture, but yeah, we've got materials that we hand out at the class. The class is 100% free. The community they've treated us so well over the years that I actively look for ways that I can give back. I really love being in front of people and, getting a chance to teach them things that are, that I hope that they would find valuable, and I think they do, because if they didn't, nobody'd show up at the classes.
Yeah, well, and that's a testament to what you're doing. People are showing up and they're loving the information. And, the primary way that we market our services here locally is to teach Medicare classes. So when folks are around 64 and a half, if you're within our mailing area, you're going to get an invitation from us to come to one of our Medicare 101 Medicare Made Simple classes at a local restaurant. And but we're not the only ones doing it. Okay, so there's plenty of other agents out there you can learn Medicare from. You can watch it. You watch us on YouTube. Watch your YouTube channel, Mark. But there's not a lot of people teaching the topics that you're teaching, and so thank you for that. I think it's a great service to the community that you're doing. You don't charge anything for it, right? There's no cost to attend a class.
Nope, not at all. Please, anybody that sees one of our ads or sees a scheduled class, please come. We'd love to meet you and hopefully get you some information that would be valuable to you and your family. So yeah,
great deal. So tell me a little bit, and I don't want you to give away all the secrets, but give us a couple of those strategies that you teach in your class for, stopping the.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind giving this stuff away. It's fine. I give it away at the libraries. It's okay. So probably the most important thing that you can do to stop these marketing calls, whether you have a business line. Because that was for years what I thought. I thought as a business owner who had a business line that there was nothing I could do, but that's just simply not true. So the first and most important thing that you can do, whether you're a business owner or whether you're just a regular Joe getting a ton of calls, is put your numbers on the federal do not call database. Okay. Now you have to do that for every single number that you've got. Okay. It doesn't work to put your name on that list and then they have a record of all your numbers. You've got to put an entry in for every single one of your numbers on that do not call list. And then somehow the number will drop off the list. Okay. It's not supposed to, but sometimes it does. And so it's worth.
Just going to ask, I was under the impression still now that expires. Maybe it's only good for 3 years or 5 years, and then it falls off. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, I would just say that it's worth, depending on how bad your problem is with marketing calls, it's probably worth your time to go and log on to the donotcall.gov website, double check that your number is there at least once a year, right? If you notice an increase in the number of marketing calls that you're getting, it's likely that somehow your number has either fallen off or remember, right? This is sort of like laws are not there for the people that follow laws, right? So you got a lot of bad actors placing phone calls that they shouldn't be placing, right? And so if your phone number or your personal information has been leaked from one of these larger corporations, right, and it's back out there on the dark web or something along those lines, and the bad actors get a hold of it, well, then they're going to start calling you again. Now, putting your number on a do not call list is not going to impact whether or not those people are calling you, right? But what you can do is, and what you have to be really consistent with, is the second thing that you need to do, and that is every single time you get a marketing call that you do not want, you do not engage them in any conversation. All you do is tell them, please take me off your list. Do not call me again. Okay? At that point, they should hang up the phone, right? They are not actually allowed to say anything to you after the point where you say those words to them. Okay? Now, again, if it's a bad actor, who knows what's going to happen there? But this will resolve the vast majority of the marketing calls that you're getting, whether they're from Medicare call centers. Now, you got to be careful, right? Like, just like every other insurance broker out there, I've got advertising that I pay for, out on the interwebs, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or just on, through Google or whatever else, right? And the only way that I get somebody's phone number or contact information is if they've actually actively filled out one of those forms, right, and are making a request for me to give them a call. Now, we don't share, I'm sure, Ron, you do the same thing. We don't share that information with anybody because why would we?
Right, absolutely.
Right? We want you as one of our clients. Okay, so when you are, but you never know when you're filling out one of those forms, if you're dealing with a fellow like me, unless you've seen me on the videos, right, or Ron or whoever else, you or you're dealing with a call center that's, not going to abide by these things. However, the bottom line is, if you do those two things, right, make sure your number is on the federal do not call database, and tell every single marketer that you don't want to talk with. Now, of course, if I call you, you'll want to talk with me, right? I mean, I'm just saying, but
absolutely.
For every marketer that you don't want to call with or speak to, you just say, please put me on your do not call list. Do not call me again. The thing that you've got to remember is that every single business that's out there has their own do not call list. So just because you tell one of them not to call you doesn't mean that every other business is going to not call you, right? And that's super important too. But after you're consistent with those two steps, and there's some others, if you want to come to my class, I'll teach you all the stuff there is to improve, your situation. But if you do those two things over probably a period of 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to notice a massive decrease in the number of unwanted marketing calls that are going to come your way. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, Mark, and I always say that it's important to note that there are plenty of good, legitimate, well-meaning businesses, including insurance agents and agencies that transact business over the phone. In fact, these days, more and more, our clients don't want to drive all the way to the office. They don't necessarily want us coming into their home. When it comes to health insurance, we don't like to do that in a public place, because we're talking about sensitive subjects of your health. So we don't want to go meet you at Dairy Queen or Starbucks to do that. But we're happy to do it over the phone. It's possible to do everything over the phone electronically, and so that's good. Be very, very careful. If you're going to put your phone number into the internet, you can expect two things. One, you get a whole lot of phone calls, but two, more importantly, read the terms, before you hit submit on that internet form, whether it's a Facebook ad or some other internet form, shopping form. Find out who they're going to give your information to. In our case, it's just us. We don't sell it or rent it or give it to anybody else. But some forms, they'll have, a list this long of individual companies, because that's how they get away with it with the new federal rules that this marketer works with. And guess what? They're going to sell your number to every single one of them. And that's legal. Now it's legal for them to call you because you opted in. So that's about all the time, Mark, that we have. We really appreciate you being here. If somebody does want to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Of course, they can call our business line, the 512-432-5414, or you can simply head to our website. It's simpleretirementbenefits.com. So thank you, Ron, for having me. I really appreciate you, and hope you have a great day.
Thank you for everything you do. You put yourself out there for free so much, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. Folks, that's all the time we have today for To Your Health and Wealth. We'll be back here next Saturday with another local expert, just filling us full of information on how to live our best life in retirement. So until the next time, here's To Your Health and Wealth, New Braunfels.